reporting to you live from downtown Detroit. I mean, wait, this is Jerusalem, and it's snowing all over the place. This is so unusual. Our bus driver is out taking pictures of the snow.
And so what are we doing today, John?
Well, we're gonna visit the Mount of Olives, and I'm sure it's gonna be an amazing experience seeing the Mount of Olives covered in snow. And we're going to see the path that Jesus walked when he was carrying his cross. And I don't think it was in the snow.
One of the funny things about being in Israel, when we need a meeting room, they don't really know where to put us. So in the hotels that we've been at, and we meet every night to just kind of debrief the day, they put us in their hotel bomb shelter. So here we are at the Grand Central Hotel, is that it? Here in Jerusalem. And we asked for a room, like we always do, and we are again tonight in the fallout shelter on the 7th floor. Tonight, I've asked Cindy Fensky and Mary Guzman to say a word about our day and some things that caught their attention with their faith journey. So, Cindy and Mary, tell us something about your day.
Well, when we first arrived in the country, we spent some time at the Sea of Galilee, and we walked where Jesus walked. And then we've kind of been away from really hearing about Jesus and more hearing about history. So it was really, really exciting today to be back walking where Jesus walked. And the way of suffering, the Via Dolorosa, was really important and moving today. It was interesting in a couple of ways. One was, as you're walking, and it's all uphill, the merchants are hollering at you, trying to sell you things, and apparently that's exactly what it was like when Jesus did it too. The merchants weren't on the road. There were stations of the cross, and sometimes there was one station or a couple where the Orthodox Russian church was having a song and kind of a small service, and it was very touching and moving to be in those situations with them. Other times you'd be walking along and a car would honk for you to get out of the way, like you were a nuisance. And I think maybe that was true for Jesus when he was walking with the cross. Some people just thought it was a nuisance. Here comes another person that has to be crucified.
Cindy, give me a word. What did you find interesting about the day? I mean, we did the Via Dolorosa is the road that Jesus walked to the cross. And there are stations on that road, and you can stop and hear the story. Our guide would tell us the story of that station. That's what Mary is referring to. Cindy, what did you find out today? What really kind of moved you?
Well, I agree exactly with what Mary's saying. It's a very moving experience, and you really begin to think about the horrors that Jesus went through, and that he did that for me and for all of us because he loved us so much. What was striking too and difficult is once you get to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is the site of the crucifixion, and then kind of down and around is where the tomb actually is things kind of change, and it becomes very, what's the word I want to use, where it's very high church. It's a big church, big building, lots of
There's a lot of tension.
There's tension between the groups that are running the church. It's very ornate, and it's distracting. That's what I found. It was distracting. We have this kind of moving experience, and then you're in this church that's kind of distracting. We also saw lots of people that seemed to be really focused on the icons there, or touching the rock or the stone that was part of the area of crucifixion. I also noticed an area where there was kind of a wall around one of the rocks, and you could see where people had dropped prayer notes down into the rocks. And I just had a bit of sorrow, because I thought, when I have a prayer, I just talk to Jesus. We have a relationship, and I just talk to him. I don't have to drop a note in some strange place for him to answer it.
In